Hi there, Stampers. It's Lori Helvig with Lori Stampin' Creations, and this is Friday. I actually do my video on the right day this week, and it's the third part of my Fun Fold Frenzy Friday. So this is the third one, and then I'll have one more fun fold to share next week also. So we'll go ahead and get started with this. I do not know the proper name of this fold, but I'm calling it Tri-Fold Tuck, because it's kind of like a trifold card and it tucks in this behind this button. Okay, so we're going to call it Trifold Tuck. And with this card, I use the stamp set that's called Falling Flowers. And I also use the coordinating framelit, the die to cut out this flower here. Okay, so I did flower cutout, and then I used the Stitch Shapes framelits behind there. Now when I did this, when I used this image right here, I stamped off one time, so what they call second generation stamping. So I stamped off once on scratch paper and then on here, just so it's a little bit lighter in the Night of Navy ink, so it's not quite as bold that way. Okay, I disregard this little mark right here at my recent class. It kind of fell into the ink, and I'm sure we've all had that happen before where the ink pads sometimes are not our friends. So anyway, that's what happened there. But I've got dimensions listed here. So I started out with your standard card base for the petal pink. Okay, so it's 5.5 by 8.5 for that piece, and then the pool party for the inside is just a little smaller, so 5.25 by 8 1/8. So that's my dimensions for that. And then my color palette, I always like to share that too. I already mentioned the pool party and the petal pink, and then Night of Navy and Whisper White. So that's the 4 colors I used with that. And then the I just layered a piece of Night of Navy there, and then this designer paper is from the Twinkle Twinkle designer paper. So just use the stripes there. And I do not remember where this thank you came from, but I'll have that on my blog. I'll list the stamp set where that verse actually came from. Okay, so all I did was with the card base, I've got another piece, I'm just using a different color here. So I took a pencil and I marked the center of this. If this is 5.5, then half of that is going to be 2 3/4. So I marked my little center mark. Can you see that? At the 2 3/4. And then I also went down along the side and did a little pencil mark there, 2 3/4, and then over here 2 3/4. So if you use your handy dandy Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you can just line up the marks, and I could see well enough to do this. Okay, so you line up the little pencil marks and you cut off that triangle. You'll get the idea here. And then off the other side as well. So that little mark and that little mark. And then you basically cut off the triangles, which you can just get rid of. You don't need those anymore. And then, so it's going to look like that. And then I also used the envelope punch board to corner round this. So if you just put your little point in there and punch that out, that's how I corner rounded that piece. So that's kind of a neat little trick. And back to our card, it's like that. So once you get the triangles cut off and you do the little corner rounder, I just took the layering squares framelits and I used the scallop part and I cut out, you see that there? I just cut out that center part using that scallop. And then, let's see, what else did I do? That just makes a little window for whatever image you have going through there. And then, like I said, we're going to tuck it behind this button. Now, this is a pool party button and is retired Stampin' Up!, but I just wanted to stick with that color theme that I was using. I didn't have any matching buttons, so there you have it. And then I used the white baker's twine here and just frayed the edges a little bit. And of course, I put a little glimmer and shine. Can you see that? I used Wink of Stella in the center of the flower. All right, so that is my Fun Fold card, week number 3. If you have any questions about this card or any of the Stampin' Up! Products I use, you can visit my blog at createwithlori2.blogspot.com. Thanks for stopping by.